Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The jury spent several hours deliberating, but no decision in the Aaron Knodel trial. Thanks for joining us tonight.
The former teacher of the year is accused of having a sexual relationship with a student back in 2009. Now, early this afternoon, the case was handed over to the 12 jurors. During closing arguments, the prosecutor told the jury to remember there are hours of phone logs and handwritten post-it notes that an expert testified are likely Knodel's.
He was able to turn something that was just a good relationship into one that was inappropriate. He probably also counted on the fact that if anything about this did come out, that nobody would believe this troubled student.
The defense told the jurors that the state has no hard evidence that anything sexual ever happened between Aaron Knodel and his accuser. Knodel's attorney, Bob Hoy, says multiple people testified it was not possible for Knodel to have a sexual relationship with a student before, during, or after school hours.
I'm going to suggest to you that over time, memories sometimes become what you wanted it to be, not necessarily what it was.
The jury will resume deliberations tomorrow morning. We'll be sure to bring you a verdict as soon as one is reached.
Absolutely beautiful out there today, but we hear there might be some rain in the forecast. Let's head over to Hutch to get all the details. So, Hutch, anything expected tonight?
Yes, there certainly is going to be a possibility for some rain showers across the valley. They're showing up on radar, and the Skycam showed the skies darkening to the west. Now, notice the temperatures are only in the 40s in Devil's Lake, but still enjoying 74 to 72 degrees here in the valley. Radar shows the heavier band moving along the northern tier of counties. We're talking about Highway 2 and points north, Brockett to the Edmore area, seeing some wetting showers move through. Another line well back toward the Bismarck area will be pushing through the southern valley this evening. So everyone having a chance of rain in Fargo. I don't think it gets here this evening. Overnight, though, a better chance of it. Enjoy those 70s. I'll have details on this cool front and our next chance of rain here in the valley and how much you can expect.
Did you say only 70 just a minute ago? Because that's nice to be at 70.
Yeah, you may want a parka or
Yeah.
No, 70 is great. Enjoy.
It is. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Hutch. Well, the driver of a car hit by a train in Trail County overnight is facing several charges. It happened just after 11 last night, and it was north of Hillsboro. Deputies say the car got stuck on the tracks at a dismantled crossing. The two people in the car were able to escape before it was hit by the train. 29-year-old Michael Cox of Fargo is charged with DUI, driving with a revoked license, and refusal of a chemical test. A 27-year-old female passenger was taken to Altru Hospital in Grand Forks with non-life-threatening injuries.
One man's in custody tied to a weekend bank robbery. Jeremy Craig Feline of Litchfield, Minnesota is in custody on a probable cause arrest for the Gate City Bank robbery in Fargo. Security video got a pretty good look at the robber. Feline was located and arrested after investigators used a search warrant of his cell phone.
The Crookston Housing and Economic Development Authority is giving everyone the opportunity to create a better place to live. Most cities or counties have some type of economic development organization, usually geared toward helping businesses start or grow. Crookston does, but it also puts together a pool of money that allows individual homeowners to borrow money at a very attractive rate to fix up or remodel their homes.
Local residents and developers can use it to rehab their home, refurbish it, put on new shingles, re-side it, windows, whatever you need.
The housing rehab money is borrowed to qualified people at an interest rate of only 2%. However, the loan needs to be repaid within a year.
A sheriff's vehicle was hit by a semi on I-94 near Spiritwood, North Dakota this morning. The sheriff was waiting for a wrecker to pick up the remains of a car that caught fire when a westbound semi struck his vehicle. Traffic was slowed until the scene was cleared. The officer had a service dog that was injured in the crash.
He thought he was going to be just part of a blood drive at South Elementary in West Fargo. Instead, Heath Rydell got quite a surprise. He was named West Fargo's Teacher of the Year this morning. Rydell is a Phi Ed teacher at South Elementary, a position that he's had since 2010. His colleagues call him an impeccable teacher and a resourceful mentor and advocate. And it certainly looks like it runs in the family. His mother is a Teacher of the Year in Watertown, South Dakota.
I was definitely surprised and wasn't expecting it. I didn't thinking that the blood drive was going on. Obviously, that's a success in itself, and so that was, when I saw my parents and stuff come in, then I got a little bit choked up, but yeah, I wasn't surprising it, or wasn't expecting it.
Now, the school board will recognize Rydell with his honor at an upcoming meeting.
Fargo's mayor says taxi service in the city isn't meeting the demand of the growing community. Tim Mahoney and others also agree that there's a possible solution.
North Dakota just okayed rideshare programs like Uber and Lyft, and they're meant to connect drivers with riders. However, Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson does explain some concerns.
I don't know who's driving cabs, and I've had a few cab drivers blow through red lights or stop signs in town, and they drive a little faster and they get away with it because that's their profession.
Dan Hageland, a full-time insurance agent, has a passion for driving.
I drive very conservatively, and
he's used Uber in other cities to get a lift. Now he wants to take the wheel.
And I got approved as a driver, but realized during that time that there was no service here yet.
Once Uber is up and running in Fargo, you can hail Hageland for a ride.
If I grab an Uber car, am I safe? Is it a safe form of transportation? Is there any liability issues that if something would go wrong, what would happen?
Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney likes the concept, but supports an ordinance that provides public protection. Companies will have to provide insurance coverage for their drivers, who will have to pass a background check and report accidents. Rules more strict than other cities.
I mean, we want good metro transportation. We want good cab transportation. I think people have to feel comfortable.
Hageland argues Uber is safer than a cab, and using the app, you can rate drivers or passengers and decide who you want to share a car with. One thing most everyone agrees on, Fargo needs more options, not just for service, but for safety.
I had a former coworker in a previous job. She was killed along with her husband and young daughter, and they had a baby on the way. They were all wiped out by a drunk driver on the interstate.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
No word yet when Uber will start in Fargo, but the company tells us they're looking forward to operating in North Dakota. The rideshare is already in parts of Minnesota, not Moorhead yet, which has yet to take a stand on this.
Good news if you're planning on filling up your tank at the pump. AAA says gas in North Dakota is 12 cents a gallon lower than the average for the nation. Their daily report says that North Dakota's average is $2.41. Last year's gas prices around this time of year were over $1 more, but our lower prices may not last. AAA believes pump prices will rise leading up to Memorial Day. New polls show that many more Americans support same-sex marriage. Some polls even showing more than half the country supports the right to marry, and the Supreme Court gets ready to hear the landmark case on marriage equality. This morning, Supreme Court justices heard arguments on same-sex marriage. The Supreme Court is looking at same-sex marriage bans for 4 states: Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Michigan. The court will first consider whether states will have the obligation to perform same-sex marriages. Then the court will hear arguments as to whether states are obligated to recognize same-sex marriages performed in other states. A ruling by the High Court is expected at the end of June or early July.
Was a 97-year-old World War II vet kicked out of a long-term care facility for being dangerous? That's supposedly the reasoning behind the North Dakota Veterans Home's decision to part ways with Henry Satlick. The home, partly funded by your tax dollars, would not answer our phone calls. And our cameras were rolling as Valley News Team's Bradford Eric confronted facility officials about Henry. They refused to answer any questions related to the situation. And the family of this vet is not getting answers to their questions either.
I thought the governing board should be doing more checking on what's happening to these residents that are leaving the facility. So I'm kind of wondering if there's any oversight on this governing board.
And Henry is also legally blind and almost completely deaf. We're going to have much more in this exclusive story tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10. Well, you can join the conversation on this story on our Facebook page. Just like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest stories like this one, as well as weather and breaking news updates anytime on your feed.
How's your green thumb? Later on Valley News Live at 6, a few things you can do to get the best garden this spring.
And a little rain would help those gardens green up. Hey, we enjoyed a gorgeous sunrise today. A chance of some rain for a few of us. Details in your forecast are coming up next.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.